Hi, it's Kiffin Bates here, and today another video on sales. And the observation I want to make here is that sales is interesting because you need to have sales knowledge not just if you are selling. It is a very, very useful skill to have if you are buying. And the example I'm going to give here is in my life I have over the years moved home several times, and I have bought and sold 6 houses, and every time I bought a house I felt like I'd paid a bit over the odds for it. I didn't really know why, and every time I've sold a house I felt that I've kind of undersold it, that I haven't received as much as I should have got for it, and that boiled down to the fact that I didn't really understand the selling process. And over the last couple of years I've learned a bit about sales. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a sales expert in any form or shape, but I know a lot more about it than I used to before, because that was pretty much nothing. So recently, about a month and a half ago, I bought my 7th house, and I think it's an interesting case study because I actually went and looked at what problem the seller had and what problem the estate agent had. Now, the estate agent's problem was very easy. She'd had the house on the books for 4 years and obviously just wanted to get it out the way. And the problem the seller himself had is that his property had hosted a succession of unsuccessful businesses and had basically proved itself to not to be useful as a business venue, but it was a bit on the large side for a residential place. So what I communicated to the estate agent that she then passed on to the seller is that I, as a buyer, was a pretty unique individual within Finland. There's probably only one buyer like me in the whole of the southwest of Finland, and that he wasn't going to be able to sell his property to another business, and he wasn't going to be able to sell his property to another residential buyer either. And combined with explaining what his problem was, I also put in a lowball offer, and unsurprisingly he saw sense, he understood his problem clearly and realized that my offer was something that he couldn't really turn down, and accepted it. And I've never had that feeling before in the process of being a house buyer or a house seller. So again, it's this understanding the problem and presenting it to the customer. And in this case, strangely enough, the customer was the seller of a property, and I, in a sense, was the salesman, even though I was buying the property. So thought you might find that a useful case to have explained, and see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.